Sorry about that. I get fucked to pay there.
You said the second incident?
Second
incidents? Oh, it was over the course of the day, yeah. Yesterday morning.
Dr. Conley, what is the president's current blood oxygen level? That's my first question to you, Dr. Conley.
98%.
And what do the X-rays and CT scans show? Are there signs of pneumonia? Are there signs of lung involvement or any damage to the lungs?
Yeah, so we're tracking all of that. There's some expected findings, but nothing of any major clinical concern.
Sorry. I'd like to ask if his oxygen level ever dipped below 90?
We don't have any recordings here of that. That's right.
Yeah, what about here? What about the White House or here? Anything below 90, just to follow up on her question?
No, it was below 94%. It wasn't down into the low 80s or anything. No.
Okay. So in the dexamethasone, the steroids, sir.
Yesterday, you told us that the president was in great shape, had been in good shape and fever-free for the previous 24 hours. Minutes after your press conference, White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows told reporters that the president's vitals were very concerning over the past 24 hours. Simple question for the American people. Whose statements about the president's health should we believe?
So the chief and I work side by side, and I think his statement was misconstrued. What he meant was that 24 hours ago, when he and I were checking on the president, that there was that momentary episode of the high fever and that temporary drop in the saturation, which prompted us to act expediently to move him up here. Fortunately, that was really a very transient, limited episode. A couple hours later, he was back up, mild again. I'm not going to speculate what that limited episode was about so early in the course, but he's doing well.
What are the expected findings on his lungs? And why is the president not wearing a mask in the videos and photos that have been released?
Well, the president wears a mask anytime he's around us, and we're all wearing our N95s, full PPE. He's the patient, and when we can, when he'll move out into to public, we move him out and around other people that aren't in full PPE. I assure you, he'll as long as he's still under my care, we'll talk about him wearing a mask.
A negative pressure room. The room is negative pressure.
I'm not going to get into the specifics of his care. I'm sorry?
The lung function question. Can you talk about that? And what you expect
I would just share that, like every patient, we perform lung spirometry on him, and he's maxing it out. We told him, see what you can do, and it's over 2,500 milliliters each time. He's doing great. Yeah.
Are your scans showing any irregularities in his lungs? Are there any OTCs? Are there anything?
To disclose that the president had been administered oxygen.
It's a good question.
Thank you.
I was trying to reflect the upbeat attitude that the team, the president, this course of illness has had. I didn't want to give any information that might steer the course of illness in another direction, and in doing so, it came off that we were trying to hide something, which wasn't necessarily true. So here I have it. He is the fact of the matter is that he's doing really well. That he is responding, and as the team said, if everything continues to go well, we're going to start discharge planning back to the White House. That's it. Thank you, folks.
On Thursday, did the president receive his first coronavirus rapid test?
Yesterday, can you please explain what you found on his lung scans?
Chief, you want to...
A couple of others very briefly, notably the same two who took to the podium very quickly yesterday. Let's go right now to to Josh Letterman, our NBC White House correspondent. Hey, Josh, before we get to the doctors on the particulars of what we heard there, let's talk about the tenor of what we heard from Dr. Conley. Did it seem 100% forthcoming to you? Something that really we were lacking yesterday from the briefing. There were all sorts of misstatements and corrections that need to be made based on information that we had later. actually, I'm just told Josh is not quite ready to go. So fortunately, I'm joined by Dr. Zeke Emanuel, whom I can ask of this question. Dr. Emanuel, it's very good to see you, and I hope that you were listening to all that. What do you make of just first the tenor, before I get to the specifics of your expertise on what you heard? The tenor of that, it did not seem to be completely forthcoming. There were some questions that were not answered because he said, Dr. Conley said, he wanted to put out a very positive picture. Is there reason to do that when we're dealing with something of this magnitude?
Well, I think the last question, or second to last question, he pretty well admitted that he hid the truth. We were being upbeat.